Ladies and gentlemen, here with us to provide our fact or maybe fiction is Mark.
Oh, I need an intro all the time for whatever I do, just like that. All right, this one's really for Taryne. So sorry, Ashley.
I feel left out.
Honored.
So this is also a question as well.
Oh, no.
So who is the world's largest manufacturer of tires?
I mean, I feel like if this question's meant for me, it's Legos.
Ding, 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 ding.
See, they're changing the world, people. Pay attention.
Ready for this?
Yes.
Lego produces approximately 306 million tires per year, far more than any other manufacturer in the world. They may be tiny toy tires, but the fact still stands.
But they're tires.
Slow clap. Woo!
Wow.
Yes. Mark,
I'm
thank
unwell.
you. I needed one more reason to love them.
You are welcome.
Now, Mark, since we're talking about tires, can you roll the clip? Get it?
Get out of here.
Today's episode is brought to you by Canva.
You guys already know the drill. Canva Pro is a design platform that empowers you to create and share stunning content in just a few clicks. Whether you're a design professional or just getting started, designing with Canva Pro is amazingly fast and fun. I love using Canva because they have thousands of professionally made templates that are easy to customize with the simple drag and drop feature. Or if you're feeling a little spicy, you could just do it on your own. No templates needed. Sharing, creating, and organizing designs as a group has never been easier. With Canva Pro, they'll help you stay on top of team projects all in one place. No more misplaced files or tedious back and forthness.
Back and forthness. We hate that. Mm-hmm. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code. Just go to canva.me/advice to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/advice. Canva.me/advice.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Native. Native deodorant is made with ingredients you've heard of, like coconut oil and shea butter. You wear deodorant every day, so shouldn't you be able to understand the ingredients list? Making the switch to aluminum-free deodorant does not mean you have to sacrifice on performance. Native will keep you smelling fresh and feeling fresh all day long. And one of the reasons I love Native is that they even have a deodorant made of 100% paperboard packaging, which is amazing, and we need more products like that. You're going to love Native as much as I do. Right now, you can save 20% off on your first purchase. Just go to nativedeo.com/advice or use promo code advice at checkout. That's nativedeo.com/advice or use promo code advice at checkout to save 20% on your first purchase.
Today's episode is brought to you by Candid.
While poorly reviewed or insanely priced clear aligner companies use general dentists, Candid only works with orthodontists. With Candid, the same orthodontist who created your plan is with you from start to finish, so you never have to wonder how you're doing. And my favorite part is your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who has an expert in tooth movement. You can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you or do everything from the comfort and convenience of your own home. I don't know about you guys, but the first thing I see when I see someone is their smile. And so I love stuff like this. Yeah, big fan of Candid.
Candid can help you get the straighter, brighter smile you've always wanted. Right now, you can save $75 on your Candid starter kit when you get started from home. Or you can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you today. Go to candidco.com/advice and use code advice. That's candidco.com/advice, code advice. Take advantage of this limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. candidco.com/advice, code advice.
My God. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Ashley.
I'm Taryne.
And this is Unsolicited Advice, where we advise you guys on all the things that you're going through currently or in the past or something you're worried about in the future.
Or we're preparing you for your future.
As the older, wise sisters in your life.
They listen to stories and they're like, oh, so glad that's not me. Cut to 2 months. What was that podcast?
Talking to our struggles, and they're just like, wow, you know what? I'm doing good. I feel much better about my life.
Pretty good about
You're
myself.
welcome, guys. You're welcome. First of all, I just want to take a second and just, throw this at the top. If you're not following us on socials, you 1,000% should be.
Yes.
We have an Instagram, and we're active on it.
We
so
are.
if you can't get enough of us, of this friendship and this interaction, of all the good things that happen here on the podcast, you 1,000% should follow us on Instagram. Taryne, you want to just shout out the Instagram handle?
Unsolicited Advice Pod.
It was, it's hard to get
It really is.
one name across the board.
Maybe someday, if you guys get us famous, then we'll be able to get verified.
Yeah, can
and
you guys
then
work on that, please?
choose-
That'd be
yes.
great.
Thank you.
That would be really great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's funny because I always joke about being famous, but like in reality, that's kind of my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's when we say famous, we say that with it's a joke.
This episode's gonna be rough if that's how you form sentences. When we
what were we talking about? Shoot, huh?
Anyways,
a
hello
pod?
y'all.
Hello.
So we are actually recording a double today.
Yeah, this is our
So
second.
even though it's been a week for you guys,
That's why it's a little wild.
it's been 5 minutes.
It's getting crazy in here.
We've been sitting a while. Swamp butt. I'm just kidding.
Ew.
Oh Lord.
Shoot.
So not much has happened in the past 5 minutes. Is there anything you want to update us on that you didn't say last episode?
Oh, you know what? I did something wild yesterday. I'm gonna tell you guys.
You did.
I had one of the most lazy weekends, and it was great, right? In the best way.
Yes.
I needed it, a little reset. But then by the time I can only do that for a day. I'm gonna be honest. The whole doing nothing, laying around, doing nothing. It's great for a day. And then I start getting bored, and I'm like, I need to do something.
It is quite annoying
Wow.
because I am the type that enters in and thrives on doing nothing. And Ashley will be like, do you want to go for a hike? I'm like, no,
No,
I don't. I thought we were watching all of the Harry Potters without taking a break.
I thought this was a marathon. So yesterday was Sunday for me. I don't know when you're listening to this, and I was like, I feel like I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do, and I was feeling a little restless, and then I just looked around my room, and I was like, I think I'm gonna rearrange it.
Dang.
And I'm on a budget right now. I just recently launched a brand with my sister, so money's a little tight. And I was like,
Okay, wait. Shout it out.
Oh, Parallel Apparel, guys. I'm sure if well, first of all, go follow at Parallel Apparel.
Yes.
We have a clothing brand. It's incredible. We've been working so hard on it for the last 2 years, and it has just restocked this last Friday. Which was the 13th. So we didn't plan the date. It just happened. And we're rolling with it. So yeah, go check that out. I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna, sell. So maybe there's some there. Maybe there's not. I don't know.
We're going to manifest.
It sold out last time, which was wild. So
sorry that we led you there and there's nothing there.
I don't know. I can't tell
Say
the
it
future.
with confidence. It's gone.
We're manifesting. So yeah, definitely go check that out. But also, that being said, normally what I would do is I would maybe I'll buy a new comforter and switch up the color of the room, or maybe I'll buy something
Furniture
something
piece,
different
something,
to
yeah.
kind of change it up. And I was like, no, Ashley, you don't need to buy anything. We're going to rearrange the entire room. So guys, first of all, I filmed this. It's up on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. I moved my bed from one wall to the other. I moved a bookshelf to the other side. I moved my nightstands. I moved a chair. My whole room just turned kind of counterclockwise. And I'm not going to lie. I don't think I like it.
You don't like it. No, we're going to post the freaking photo that you sent me last night. Because my first thought was oh, it looks cool. But then I looked at your bed angle.
Yeah.
And it went from she'd be laying in her bed facing the TV to now she has to look sideways to the
Guys,
TV.
it's a problem.
And I was like, she's not going to thrive at this.
I don't like it. So I think stuff like this is good. It's good to change things up and not be stuck in one space, one
Yes.
place at one time. So I think it was good good for me. Also, could not get over how dusty it was under my bed.
Disgusting,
it
right?
It was dirty. I'm so glad I cleaned it. No wonder I have allergy problems.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like get in there and really clean it out. But I'm not gonna lie, I might change it today.
You for sure are gonna change it.
I was laying in bed, and guys, I wish you could picture this. Just like a camera is looking down on me. Instead of looking straight or up, my head is completely turned to the side so that I could watch season 2 of Outer Banks. And it's not comfortable, and I don't like it. And it was actually hard for me to sleep last night because all I wanted to do was put my bed
You're
back.
just rearranged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt myself like itching to like put it back, and I was like, Ashley, there's no point. It's middle of the night. Like, there's no point in doing this. But I could not stop thinking about it. So, there we are.
That's all, folks. There it is.
That was my Sunday well spent.
Speaking of Legos, I built probably my favorite set to this day, which if you know me, that's a big statement.
It's my favorite set.
Also, everyone I've shown, because sometimes I feel like I'll get really excited to show them something and they're like, oh, that's cool. But I'm like, I don't think you meant what you just said. So when I show people my like Legos and they get actually pumped, I am so fulfilled by that. And so every single person who saw this set was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's wild.
So
it's
the Nintendo with the like vintage TV and like a Mario scene actually like plays out when you turn it.
Guys,
we'll post
the Mario actually jumps
it
on the blocks.
It jumps. Ash took a video of me giving a tour of it, so we'll post that for sure.
Yes.
But it is so freaking cool, and I have like 4 sets just sitting, waiting to be built, and I've decided that like I'm not going to hide it anymore. I'm just going to full blown go. I want
this
to be
is not
known
something to be ashamed of.
as the Lego girl. Yeah. I don't love that. That's a working title, but I want to get deep into it. I've started following professional builders. I'm starting to notice that there's events taking place around the world. I want to be on the VIP membership list of these things.
Yeah.
I want to be known.
Yeah.
In the Lego world.
At Lego.
Know me. Well, they follow me, so anytime I can say that, I love to. Anyways, so yeah, that's my only update.
Okay, cool.
I thrived building it.
It was a very productive week for Taryne.
Yeah.
On vacation. You know where she was? Sitting at the table, building her Lego set.
Thriving.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. As you guys already know, we always start off with a Taryne It Up. My favorite segment is the Taryne It Ups. This is when you guys share funny stories because I just love a good laugh. Yeah, this one is titled, I Peed in My Pants at 18 years old.
I did too. I think I was 17 though.
Oh, yeah?
On accident. I was asleep.
Oh.
I thought it was hilarious, and I went to school
funny.
and told everyone, and my friends were like, why are you telling people this? And I was like, it's funny.
That is the difference between Taryne and I. I wouldn't have told a soul.
I literally was
I
like,
wouldn't
guys,
have told anyone.
I peed my bed
I would have
last
been
night.
mortified. And she's the type that walks in and is like, good morning, I peed my pants last night. So anyways, she writes, hello, Taryne and Ashley. Again, with the Taryne and Ashley. Guys,
it's
alphabetical.
It's
alphabetical.
By your favorite.
Before I get into my Taryne It Up, not sure how y'all spell it. Close, you're missing an E. I just want to say how much I love listening to y'all's podcast every week. I love listening while I clean my room. I would like to keep my name anonymous for my own embarrassment, but of course, y'all can know my name. I'll show you later, Taryne. Okay, into my Taryne It Up. I feel like I mumbled that.
Tearing it up.
Tearing it up. At my high school, we had an opportunity to take a pharmacy technician class, and then at the end of the year, have the opportunity to take a test to be a pharmacy technician. I had to take my test remote due to this being the last year when COVID was still very, very bad. During the test, I was being monitored by someone for obvious reasons, like cheating. The exam is 90 questions in 2.5 hours, and I was about on question 70 when I had to go to the restroom really, really bad. I messaged the person that was monitoring me and asked if I could use the restroom really quick. They responded and said, no.
Okay, but
sorry.
Can you say that?
Evidently, yeah. They responded and said, no, sorry, you have to remain on camera during the whole test. which I get.
Shoot.
But like also at the same time, things like this happen. Like take the phone away.
Yeah.
Did
you know my child development fun facts? That is illegal because it's well, I don't know what age it stops at, but I work with kids that are 0 to 5.
Yeah.
And if you do, like, if a child asks for water, food to go to the bathroom and you don't let them go, you're denying their like rights, and like it's a health thing for them at that age.
Yeah.
So like you can't tell a kid like, no, you can't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But older and with being on video and when it comes to cheating, I'm sure that's different, but it still seems
there should still be some kind of regulation for how to, because there's been times where like I also would have to go or whatever. And you just can't. It just happens. It's a natural thing. Things like this happen all the time.
What if, like, you know, when you get sick and you have to do the D word, and like that, when it hits, it's like now or I'm not waiting for you.
Yeah. Well,
so they should have like a chaperone or like
something
interesting
where the phone gets taken away and you're allowed to use
all this to say we're on your side.
We support you. Okay. So yeah, the person responded and said, "No, sorry, you have to remain on camera during the whole test." So I continued on with my test, and all I could think about was going pee. I was really trying to take my mind off of it and had wanted to take my time with these questions. So I realized I was at a point where I couldn't hold it any longer. And I peed myself.
Oh my gosh. But like what a like, okay. You're not going to let me
way
go.
To stick it to the man, I guess. She continues, I vividly remember my eyes watering and trying to be very quiet because the person monitoring me could see and listen to everything going on.
Girl, who turned on rain noises?
I went on with my exam while sitting in my pee and felt it starting to run down my leg.
No.
Oof. She ends it. Haha, love y'all. That's the best part. I love how that's how it ends.
Here's my situation. That's it. I'm out.
It happened. It started running down my leg. Goodbye. That is, I mean, so many worst fear. Probably one of my worst fears. Mortifying, but also kind of ballsy. Like, hey, I'm not going to fail my exam. I'm going to continue doing this.
Yeah.
And you won't let me go? You guess what you get to clean up?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm curious. I am curious, Anonymous, if you told them or if you just got up and walked away and let them find out. That is interesting. Because I'm not going to lie. I would love to say that I would tell someone. I doubt I would. If that happened to me, I probably would have been like, thank you. And like ran out.
Seriously.
And been like,
I had in high school, and I will say, especially when I was in high school, it became a thing of like, we figured out as girls, if we said, I have to go to the bathroom, it's a female emergency.
A female problem.
Then
the crimson wave.
Yeah, they didn't argue with you. You just got to go. And so I had a female teacher who was pretty freaking rough. Like, she was very strict.
That whole like I'm on my period thing works with male teachers because they're like, oh, go.
Yes.
Women are like, really?
Yeah. Well, and I didn't start until I was like deep into high school. So like I was still kind of figuring it out. Whereas I think like usually when girls start, they're like younger and there's a lot more like leniency of like, oh, honey, you didn't know, whatever. But so I raised my hand during a test and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And I was like, no, I have like a female emergency. And she was like, no. And so I had to sit there and I was so mortified because I was like, if I get up, everyone's going to see now.
Doing
and so
Kegels.
So I literally sat there until everyone finished their test and left. And I was the last person. And by this point, I had started crying.
Right.
And then she finally, the last person left. And like I stood up and I just walked out. So I don't know what was left behind, but I was so mad. And I remember looking her dead in her eye. And like I was like trying to hold my backpack like down. I was so embarrassed and I was so upset. And I'm sure she felt like terrible after, but also like she's probably used to like, you know, we're jerks in high school and we're just like, I need to go. And we're like texting in the bathroom.
1,000%. It's definitely difficult, I'm sure, being a teacher. I remember any female teacher I had, I would like, even guys. I think maybe because I grew up with a sister, I was never very like discreet about period stuff. I'm just very comfortable with it. So I would literally I'd literally have it in my hand, like my tampon, and I'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom. And they would look down and be like, oh.
So uncomfortable.
And I'm like,
that's my nightmare.
It's a freaking tampon. Relax. You know, I'm like, if you can't get, you might end up with a woman one day.
You
deal
might.
with it.
But I don't know, sir. Because
If
you're a
you
little
can't
difficult.
handle this, I don't know if you can handle a woman. So I don't know about you guys, but my mother is one of those human beings that is always trying to make me a better person, always trying to make me eat healthy food, always trying to make me try new things. And I remember in high school, she tried to have me try a aluminum-free natural deodorant, and it didn't work on me. And I remember thinking, no, I'm not going to do this. I have to stick with my aluminum-filled deodorants just so I could smell good. But that was then, and this is now, people. We have re-innovated what it means to have natural deodorant, and I'm so excited because today we are sponsored by Native. Native deodorant is one of the coolest deodorants on the shelves out there, guys. It is made with ingredients that you have actually heard of, things like coconut oil and shea butter. You wear deodorant every single day, so don't you think you should be able to understand what the ingredients are? With over 10 scents, including their classics and rotating seasonals, you're guaranteed to find one that you love. Their classic scents include coconut and vanilla, which is, fun fact, the most popular. They have a lavender and rose, a cucumber and mint, and a eucalyptus and mint as well. I know coconut and vanilla is the most popular scent, but mine is actually eucalyptus and mint. I like how refreshing it feels like summer, and I just feel super clean. But don't just take my word for it. Check out the over 15,000 5-star reviews from happy customers who switched to Native. I've been loving my Native deodorant. Again, I actually feel like this one works. I've been slowly trying to make little positive changes like this in my life with a lot of the products that I use. I've been wearing my Native every single day, whether I'm working out or not. And by the end of the day, I still smell good. And I'm stoked on that. You're going to love Native as much as I do. Right now, you can save 20% off on your first purchase. Just go to nativedeo.com/advice or use promo code advice at checkout. That's nativedeo.com/advice or use promo code advice at checkout to save 20% on your first purchase.
Making content is definitely a huge part of what we do to keep this show, relevant,
Alive,
cool with the kids,
thriving.
And I'm just going to admit it wasn't always seamless.
No,
we struggled a little bit in the beginning, but once we definitely started to utilize Canva Pro, who we're, talking about right now, I will say our game definitely went on X Games mode.
Oh, it 1,000% did. Guys, you guys already know this already, but Canva Pro is a design platform that empowers you to create and share stunning content with just a few clicks. Taryne and I are big fans of the thousands of professionally made templates that they have on their website. It's so easy to use. All you have to do is basically drag and drop any of the features that they have. Or if you're feeling fun and you can do it on your own, you can just start from scratch. With Canva Pro's Content Planner, you'll save time planning, creating, and posting social media content too. Pause scheduled posts and edit them at any time.
Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code. Just go to canva.me/advice to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/advice. Canva.me/advice. All right, I'm going to go on to my story. This one says, feel free to title me. So let's see if we
I love when they do
come up with one at the end.
I love getting to be creative with you guys.
All right. Hello, wonderful ladies. My name is Bella. You can say my name. And I love your podcast and who you guys are individually as humans.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
I looked right into the camera as I said that. Thank you.
I winked.
I just wanted to start off by saying, wow, thank goodness this is being read because does your girl need some advice? I'm honestly going to dive right in. So a little background, me and my husband have been married for a year. Congratulations.
Yay.
Our plans were to go to school, graduate, get married, then move out to somewhere we absolutely loved. Well, we really got cracked into reality real quick. Yes, we finished school, but now I feel like we're stuck. We recently moved out of our college home in Alabama. Now, mind you, it was small, but it was somewhere we could afford, somewhere I felt comfortable, and a place that was literally ours. Fast forward to the present, we are currently in Florida and living with my husband's family. I really don't mind staying with family. I mean, it's family, but I'm pretty sure everyone feels the tension when it comes to overstaying their welcome. In my head, me and my husband would be staying for 1 month tops till we found our place. Ha ha. I never know if I should be like, ha ha, ha ha. Here, here. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you're laughing with us. If you're not, what? Okay. Sure, the apartments out here all have a waiting period of 2 months or more. Now, yes, we are both currently working, me, my dream job, and my husband, just something he can find, but we just don't have our place to go to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We always feel like we can't make plans without inviting the family or go out on spontaneous dates anymore without feeling obligated to invite the family. How can I bring it up? What do you suggest for our new journey that seems so close but so far away? I know it's a lot and I appreciate any advice. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you guys so much. Love, Bella. P.S. I know you guys love visuals, so I attached a photo of me and my husband. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. Look.
Cute.
So cute. So cute. Everyone listening is like, I want to see. You can't.
It's
so
a podcast. Wow, so many things. I think I feel like Taryne and I are going to have similar but different views on this. If it's just the two of you guys and you don't have a kid that needs to be watched or taken care of when you're going out on a date, you don't need to tell anyone or bring anyone. It is not your responsibility.
Yeah.
They know that you're married and have your own lives. Yes, you live under the same roof. It'd be nice if you're like, hey, we're going out. Like, we'll see you later. You don't have to leave and not say anything. But you have no obligation to bring anyone along. And anyone that's making you feel like you have an obligation is kind of weirdly too attached, I would say. Obviously, I don't know your family. I don't know how close you guys are. I feel like I'm pretty close with my parents, but I would never feel obligated to bring them out, especially if it was on a date or, with me and my husband. If they questioned it in any way, I'd be like, I need to be with him, not you. I see you all the time. Like, I need this for my marriage. And, we'll have like designated family time, or maybe that's something you can do.
You just got so pumped.
Well, I just realized, I was thinking about like Taryne's family is really good at, like, I'm not kidding, like weekly family nights. Like they're really good at that. And maybe that's something you can do where you have a designated family night and you're like, hey, like, let's have a game night, movie night, barbecue, whatever, pool day, on Sunday, Friday night's date night, something like that. So that they know, like, hey, like, we'll get our family time in, and I don't have to see them all the time. Because that would, I'm not gonna lie, I fully feel you. I would be annoyed.
Oh yeah,
I would be so annoyed. Probably to the point where I was leaving without saying anything.
Yeah, you would definitely
I could not handle
thrive in that. I fully agree. I think there's times in our life where we are in situations where we have to sacrifice certain things. Like, I know. I was living at like a dorm in college and went through a really bad breakup where he literally lived in the building next to me. So I called my mom crying and was like, I need to go home. Like, and I moved back into my house, and it was an adjustment of figuring out where comes in the just respect of, this is your house, I'm living under your roof. And then where comes in my independence as being older than when I did live here previously. And I think you have to find what flows. Like, I knew I had to sacrifice certain things with choosing to live at home. Yeah. So, like, my mom was very much like, if you're out till like 2 a.m, like, I can't sleep, and like, it freaks me out. So I learned to just like text, just a courtesy text of like, hey, out with friends tonight, won't be back till late. That kind of thing. Yeah. Again, could I have fought that? Yeah, if it really was a big deal to me. But for me, I didn't mind doing that. Whereas like if I was living on my own, I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And there's just certain things where, yeah, like be present at certain times and whatever. But I would be very curious. And this is coming from someone who does this often. How much of this is you putting the expectation on yourself versus what they're actually expecting of you?
Interesting.
Because I fall under this category very often where I feel like, oh no, I have to go to this. I have to do this. It would be the right thing for me to do this. And there's certain times where even Ash like checks me all the time where she's like, okay, but that's not your job and you don't have to do that. And so I would be very interested because I have a hard time visualizing them actually, like, if you go out being like, well, we want to go, or you know what I mean?
Right. Which
maybe that's
they
the case.
Could be.
That totally could be the case. But I would, instead of saying, I need to have a conversation about this previously, I would say the conversation should only be had is if you guys go out on date nights and are like, hey, like we're going out to dinner, we'll see you guys later, and they throw up a big fuss, then that's when I feel like the conversation should come of like, we love being here. We love family time. Are you feeling neglected? Should we schedule family days? But for our marriage, we need to have our own independence too. And it should be just a light, easy conversation. But I'm just curious of what has happened to lead to her feeling like she has to invite. And are we talking about parents? Are we talking about siblings who are like friends? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Taryne and I have had multiple conversations. Taryne is the most loving, caring, motherly, feels like she has to take charge and take care of everyone, make a plan and organize everything all the time. And there's multiple times where she couldn't make something, or she had too much going on and was worried about not making something or not being able to do something, where I would have to sit there and just be like, well, they're grown-ups. They'll be fine. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not they're not children. Maybe their feelings might get hurt, but that's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
You were going above and beyond to help them out. And if they, for whatever reason, were that dependent on you, then they probably need to be checked anyways.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I put a lot on her and clearly I wasn't ready for whatever you guys are doing. I agree with Taryne. For some reason in my head, I'm like, I doubt they feel that connected and feeling like they have to be with you 24/7. Just going off of my own personal experience. So if that is the case, I don't think this is going to be that hard of a situation. I think it's going to be very easy breezy, and you just need to start thinking about it yourself differently. If they are weirdly attaching themselves to you guys in any type of way, then let's cut that off really quick.
Yeah.
Let's make it really easy and simple, like Taryne said, and just be like, hey, it's not okay. We're married and we need space.
Yeah.
Please give us space and respect us.
Yeah, or like if it is feeling like that, like Ash had mentioned before, like having a scheduled, like where you just tell them like, hey, if you guys are planning the week, Thursday we're going out on a date, but let us know like if we can help with dinner any days, or if you want to do a family dinner. And then that way when Thursday comes, you guys are like, okay, bye, we're going to date night. If they don't do well with like just like you all of a sudden walking out the door, again, that seems weird to me if they are that attached that they're getting angry about that. But if that's the case, then I think, like putting just those boundaries up of like, I'm just picturing like if it's bad and you're like, oh, we're going on a date, and they're like, oh, well, thanks for the invite, or like, what, we can't come to,
like,
then
TFTI.
I would
You're
do
like,
like really simple responses of like, oh no, sorry, this is like our date night, but let me know what other day you're free. We would love to like plan something.
Yeah.
You know?
And let me say something that I would probably have to tell myself in this kind of situation, because if I was going into the week knowing I was going to go on a date on Thursday with my husband, and I knew the family was going to throw a fit, I probably wouldn't want to bring it up because my non-confrontational self would be like, well, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, that feels sticky and that feels gross and I don't want to deal with it. The best thing is to do the exact opposite. And I'm telling myself this as I'm telling you this. It would be so much easier if you were like, hey, I don't know what you're doing this week, but Thursday I'm going out. Maybe we can do something fun this weekend or something.
Yeah.
But just constantly reminding them that you're going out Thursday, not every day, but like maybe a couple times before Thursday, so that by the time Thursday comes, they're well aware and they're not shocked.
Yeah.
Again, reiterate this. I feel like it's weird if they're shocked and they're wanting to be that involved. But if they are, give them a heads up so that it's not too much of a like, oh, when did this happen? When did you start doing this? You know?
Yeah. And also, I think too, like at the end of the day, even if they are being the actual worst, like it's 2 months of your life that thank God you have a place with a roof over your head. Keep looking forward to the future. And if you need to be strategic, like maybe you and your husband don't go home from work, you meet at a restaurant and have your date night. Do what you got to do to survive.
Don't even go home, pack a bag with your outfit.
But we've all been in situations where it's not preferred.
Right.
But you got to sometimes just like grit your teeth and find a way to get through it while sticking up for yourself, while making sure you're okay. But like, it's okay too to just be like, well, this is the actual worst, but we have 2 more months. You know what I mean?
Draw those boundaries
also,
and stick to them.
Where's your husband at? This is his family. He should be the one like sticking up to them too.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's, yeah.
I feel like you are very much like me.
Yeah.
And you've probably picked up on a couple either weird glances or weird vibes when you've said stuff. And so you've put this responsibility on yourself.
Also, I feel like that's a key part to this is you're the outsider.
Yeah.
This is his family. He's probably super comfortable with them and doesn't care as much.
Yeah.
Whereas you care because you are still like newlyweds, I guess, technically. And not newlyweds, but newly married. And that does put you in a different position when you're in their home and his family and you want to make everyone happy. So I'm sure you're feeling this a little bit stronger than he is. I bet he's like, babe, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Which is the worst because you're like, no.
You're like, no, it is.
It is. I felt it. Yeah. No, I think you got this. Again, I think if the conversation, like, let them give you a reason to have the conversation. And if you do, it's just as simple. For the health of our marriage, we have to make time for each other.
If that's a problem for them, then oof, they got some stuff to sort through on their own.
Yeah, maybe they need a date night.
You're like, hey, we're going on a date night.
You should go
recommend you do it too.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for writing in.
Yes. I have definitely mentioned before, but I'm currently getting my counseling done through BetterHelp. And I just want to say it is the best because it's so easy to use online. The counselor that they set me up with, love her. She's very good. And what's cool is like there's this journal aspect too that I've been like utilizing. So like for instance, I was on vacation and I just like messaged her and was like, hey, struggling right now with like being in a bathing suit 24/7 and like body image, so would love to tackle that in our session. And then I was able to do my session on my phone on vacation, and it was just like the easiest thing. So if you guys are hesitating at all, this is a great option for therapy that can meet whatever your need is. So big BetterHelp fan.
Let me just spit some facts at you guys for a second. BetterHelp has licensed professional counselors who are specialized in so many things, but just to name a few: depression, anger, stress, family conflicts, anxiety, LGBT matters, relationships, grief, sleeping, self-esteem, trauma, and so much more. It's obviously so convenient, like Taryne just said. It's affordable. My favorite part about BetterHelp and Taryne's favorite part about BetterHelp is that they make changing counselors so easy for you. Taryne and I very much believe believe that sometimes it takes a couple tries until you find someone that you click with, and BetterHelp makes that an easy option, again, with no added charges. And BetterHelp will meet you wherever you're at. You can text them, you can email them, you can FaceTime them, you can call them, you can do all the things, whatever's easiest for you, and BetterHelp will be there for you.
We want you guys to start living a happier life today. And as one of our listeners, you will get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/advice. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/advice. Nowadays, there really are specialists for literally everything. Every need you have, there's someone who knows exactly what to do to help you. And I think it's so important that you go to those specific people. If I have my car breaking down, I'm not going to go to someone who specializes in like pediatrics because they probably won't know what I need. So same thing with your teeth. It's so important to go to someone who knows what they're doing, and that is a specialist, and that is what sets Candid, the invisible, comfortable, and removable aligners above the rest.
While poorly reviewed or insanely priced clear aligner companies use general dentists, Candid's above that. Candid only works with orthodontists. With Candid, the same orthodontist who created your plan is going to be with you from start to finish, so you never have to wonder how you're doing. Your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who is an expert in tooth movement. You can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you or do everything from the comfort and convenience of your own home.
I definitely find value in a smile because when I smile, like every single one of my teeth shows. I'm one of those like full-blown big smile people.
My lips disappear and all you see are teeth.
Yes. So I definitely became obsessed with like making sure my teeth were taken care of and looked beautiful. So I didn't, flash anyone a weird smile. Candid can help you get the straighter, brighter smile you've always wanted. Right now, you can save $75 on your Candid starter kit when you get started from home. Or you can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you today. Go to candidco.com/advice and use code ADVICE. That's candidco.com/advice, code ADVICE. Take advantage of this limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. candidco.com/advice, code ADVICE.
What's up, UA fam? It is August. It is summer. It has been summer. And you know what that means? It is shaving season. I always go from like not shaving at all to having to shave every single day when it comes to the summertime. You guys know Taryne and I are big fans of the Athena Club razor kit. It is only $9, which is unreal. It comes with 2 blade heads, a magnetic hook for shower storage, and you get to choose the handle color. Guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The magnetic shower hook is a game changer when it comes to shaving. It makes shaving so much easier, way more enjoyable. I chose the color powder blue, but you could choose whatever color you want to choose. One of the best parts about Athena Club is you'll never have to worry about running out of refills or being stuck with dull, overused razors, which are the worst. You can choose how often you want the replacement blade shipped to you for free. That means fresh, ready-to-use razors always arrive right when you need them. And you don't even have to leave the house. Also, guys, Athena Club has the dreamiest shave foam that will leave your skin soft, hydrated, and super smooth. So show your skin that you care with the Athena Club Razor Kit. Sign up today and you'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code ADVICE. That's ATHENACLUB.com with promo code ADVICE for 20% off. I'm going to go ahead and get into my story.
Yes, girl.
This one is titled Code Red Panic Attack.
Ugh, those are no fun. No fun.
Deep breaths.
And if you're like, oh, they're not a big deal, you've never had one.
Leave. No, I'm just kidding. Stay.
You've never had
Let's
one.
talk about this.
Because anyone who's
have a
had one
conversation.
is like, oof, I feel you.
All right. Hi, Ashley and Taryne. My name is Lizzie. I love y'all's podcast so much. And when I say that I love the Enneagram episodes, I mean I all caps love the Enneagram episodes. Anyways, let's get into my story. Also, sorry, this one is long. So I'm a teenager who has been homeschooled for most of my life. This year, I went to public school for the first time ever.
Oh my gosh, culture shock.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sure.
kidding. No kidding. I also think that it's important for you to know that I have anxiety. I was absolutely terrified about making friends and getting into classes. On August 2nd, I went back to school and I loved it. I think it's safe to say that I love school. The first Friday of the school year, August 6th, I was in my second period GASS class, that's GASS class, taking a quiz when it was bathroom break at my school. I didn't leave the classroom and kept taking the quiz, but a lot of the other students did. Towards the end of our break time, the principal talks over the comm and says, "Teachers and students, we have a code red." I repeat, code red. We haven't had any drills at school yet, so I think it's a drill. So I follow the teacher's directions and go to the corner of the room with the other students, and I get underneath the desk as my teacher runs out of the classroom to get the other students out of the restroom. We shoved desks up against the door and closed curtains on all the windows, including the window in the door. The teacher comes back and she tells us that she has no idea if it's a drill or not since it wasn't planned. About 5 minutes later, the principal comes on the comms again and tells us that it is not a drill. The adrenaline starts pumping. My heart is beating out of my chest and I am having a full-on panic attack now, but I was trying to hold it back since we have to be quiet. I had no idea if someone was outside or inside the school. I didn't know if anyone was hurt. I didn't know if my friends were all right. My mind was telling me all of these horrible things and I was bawling my eyes out. We were in a code red for almost an hour. The principal eventually tells us that it was now a code yellow, which I later found out that it just meant no one could go outside, but we could resume our school day. My teacher knows I have anxiety and hugged me. She explained everything was over and no one was hurt or in danger anymore. I was shaking and still having a hard time calming down. I pulled it together to finish the quiz, but my teacher asked me to stay after class and she let me call home. She was so kind and took me to the school counselor. I was so shaken up and was still in panic. Around 1, we were back to a code green, but I was not normal. I had to go home and just lay in bed the rest of the day. I would never leave school, so you know that if I did, something was really, really wrong. I was also embarrassed that I cried in front of my entire class. I saw on the news that a wanted man had escaped from jail and was convicted of armed robbery and aggravated assault. His phone pinged a tower next to the school and they only locked us down just to be on the safe side. I now feel like I freaked out for no reason. Thanks for reading this. All the love, Lizzie. P.S. I still got a 90 on my test.
Yeah, you did.
My girl.
Yeah, you did.
She focused under pressure. I would have failed. There's no way. Yeah. Wow. I feel like there's so many things I want to say. First of all, I'm going to just say it. Congrats on the 90. Let's get that out of the way. So proud of you for buckling down and being able to get that done and over with. I think whether you have anxiety or not, what you went through and your first time being at school and all of the school shootings that have happened with over the years lately, like that's a lot. And I feel like, especially it being your first year, I don't blame you. I 100% would have been in the same boat. And I don't think I personally struggle with that kind of anxiety levels. I 100% would have been under there sobbing with you, thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, a person who is not in the category of struggling with anxiety would have a very hard time with that situation.
Yeah.
You add anxiety into the mix. Also, once a panic attack sets in, there's not much you can do. Like it's not just this thing where your mind can tell you to stop. Like your body takes over and has very physical responses that you don't necessarily have control of. So I think that you need to give yourself a little bit of grace. And by a little, I mean a lot. That is not, first of all, that's not your fault. That was a totally accurate,
normal
situation
natural
to have that response to. Also, like, even from back when I was in school till now, anxiety and panic attacks is so much more well known that I think a lot of the kids would not judge you for that or think it was weird, especially if you're open about your anxiety, which I'm definitely a fan of, like, not holding those things as like this weakness I have to hide, but being open about it, because I think it sets you up for success in a way of people aren't going to put certain expectations and like ideas on you if they know. Just like your teacher, which by the way, she sounds just
amazing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
We need more educators that know their individual
100%.
kids
Yeah,
like that. But just like her, if she wouldn't have known you had anxiety, her response might have been different.
Yeah.
But because she did know, she was able to come alongside, make sure you felt safe and supported, gave you the space of staying back, took you to the office to make sure your parents knew what was going on. So I think like when people know you have stuff going on in your life, they're much more equipped to step in when needed. So if any of your friends were to be like, dang, you were really scared, just a simple like, yeah, like I really struggle with anxiety and it kind of triggered a panic attack. So it was a rough one, like for me to recover from. No one's going to answer in like a snarky way. And if they do, then like they're not worth your time anyways. But yeah, so that's all I want to say. And then also there was something she said at the end that I was like,
Embarrassed that she cried in front of the class?
yes, girl. You know how I get. You know how Mama, what do I call myself? Mama Bear Taryne gets. That is nothing to be ashamed of. Like, emotional responses are normal, and it's not like you were just throwing a fit over, you dropped your pencil. Like, there was very, very serious threat of injury and death.
Yeah.
That was there. That was a total normal reason. And I'm sure other people in your class were also crying, but you weren't aware of it because you were trying to just like stay afloat in that moment. So
Probably blacked out a little bit.
nothing to be ashamed of. I don't know why that is a thing. Like, I have no problem saying when I have like meltdowns, and I am a very open person, I know, but I think it helps people to feel like they can relate to you when you don't shy away from talking about things that you struggle with.
No, 100%. So the reason I feel like I can understand this a lot is because my sister struggles with this a lot. And something that she has gotten really good at, and I feel like I've been able to come alongside and help her in this way because she did allow me to come in, because she did express what she was going through, didn't hide it or feel ashamed of it. She definitely talked about it with me a lot, is that we started recognizing that this is a part of her life. We stopped shunning it or dismissing it or hiding it in any way. And we came to the conclusion, like, this is going to happen again. So let's not be scared when it happens or allow ourselves to dip into fear in any way once we see one coming, but just be like, oh, here we go again. I've been through it before. I'm going to survive. I'll probably go through it again. Nothing horrible is going to happen. I'm going to write it out. Like, this is something I've done before, and I'm comfortable, and I will survive. And I think that switch in mindset does a lot when it comes, because I think the automatic reaction, and it's something that is like instilled in anxiety, is that once you feel it coming, a panic attack coming, you immediately dip into that fear, which is the anxiety. But the best thing you can do is be like,
I know this. I've been here.
This. I am familiar with this. No, it's not comfortable. No, but like, I know what to do. I've done this before. Maybe you can come up with a code word with your teachers, or your counselor or your parents or whoever, maybe a friend, so that when you know it's happening, you can tell someone who you know understands, and then you allow yourself to separate and handle it, And also, I don't know, I've never gone through something like that in school. I don't know where you live, but I grew up in Southern California. We had earthquakes all the time, and I guarantee I remember every single one. Very detailed, and hiding under a desk and holding onto it and covering the back of our necks and our heads. And I remember every single one because it is a very traumatic thing. I can't even begin to explain how scared I would have been if I thought someone was in the building.
Oh, fully.
So
Yeah.
Again, I feel like we're just going to keep reiterating this. This was a very scary situation that you were in, and you need to be more gracious with yourself.
Yeah. And I think with anything, like, I mean, if you think about it this way, like if I had asthma, I would make sure I had my inhaler with me to help me when I had an anxiety attack.
That's a great example.
An asthma attack. But I think the same thing can go. Like for me, I've noticed like there's specific songs that I listen to, and also my breathing while I'm doing that helps me a lot. I also do like the whole like grounding thing. So where you close your eyes and you're like, okay, like I can feel the ground. Like, what do I hear right now? What do I smell? What do I taste? What am I, whatever, to like bring me back to the present, because anxiety is where your mind just goes and loops around like a fear
Worst
to the
possible
point.
situation.
Yeah. So I think that if I were you, I would research and find things that help you, whether it's some type of like a tactile tool like that you can have in your bag, like a fidget, something to squeeze. You always have your headphones next to you, and you've talked to your teacher about like, hey, if I start to have an anxiety attack, like may I step to the back of the room and just like listen to a song or whatever you have in place. There's definitely breathing techniques. There's different things that you can do. But I think preparing the people around you, preparing yourself to have tools that can help pull you out of it faster, all of that is things that you should be spending time and effort on. You should not be spending time and effort on regretting, crying, or feeling embarrassed. Like, no. We don't have time for that anymore.
Nope.
We are walking forward in our lives unashamed of who we are and the things we have to deal with, because everybody has their stuff to deal with.
Yeah.
And your anxiety does not make you any less of a person.
Right.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Nope.
So all you need to do is spend time making sure you're setting yourself up for success in the future. Anything else, like, that's not your problem. If people honestly in that moment, there's possibly an armed suspect running around and they're spending their time and effort looking at you going, oh, she's crying. That's a them problem.
Yeah.
That's not a you problem. So you do not waste one more thought on that.
No.
And I think you're still so young, and I think you're still finding you just transplanted yourself into a whole new atmosphere. With this new atmosphere, there's like a plethora of different things that are going to be like affecting you differently than if you were at home. So I think you need to give yourself grace to find a routine, find something that works. And I think you're going to do great. But there's nothing wrong with your response to that, because, girl, I would be doing the same exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I feel like we've pretty much covered everything, but yeah, don't be scared or embarrassed about the crying. I get it, because I would have been. I'm picturing myself at that age, and I don't like crying, period. But if it's specifically because of you're in front of people, the people that were affected by that in some way, we don't have time for them. We're past that.
Yeah.
We're past that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Lizzie, thank you so much for sharing that. Also, I loved all the detail. I appreciate you being so vulnerable with us with such a vulnerable thing. I'm so proud of you for getting a 90 on your test, and I can't wait for you to just slay school, because clearly you're about to.
You're already better than both me and Ashley
combined,
even with nothing to stress us out during a quiz. All right, I'm gonna, wrap it up with a dad joke.
Please do.
Okay. People say they pick their nose, but I feel like I was just born with mine.
Okay, that was an exceptionally good one. That was really good.
That was so good.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the episode, for writing in. If you have not yet written in with a story or situation that you want advice on, this is the sign to do so. This is your moment. Stop what you're doing right now. Pull out your phone. Send us an email.
Yes.
We would love it. We also take DMs,
It goes down in the DMs.
We love you all so much, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Today's episode is brought to you by Athena Club. Athena Club's razor is designed with built-in skin guards to help prevent razor burn while being gentle on curves. It's no wonder their razor has thousands of 5-star reviews. The razor blade is surrounded by water-activated serum with shea butter and hyaluronic acid, which of course, as we all know, is the holy grail for skincare. I love Athena Club because their razor kit is only $9 and comes with 2 blade heads, a magnetic hook for shower storage, which is a game changer, and your choice of handle color. So show your skin that you care with the Athena Club razor kit. Sign up today and you'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code ADVICE. That's ATHENACLUB.com with promo code ADVICE for 20% off.